Welcome back to another Coffee with Laura. Today we have a lap full of pups, so all the merrier to be, right? Seeing that we are about to broach the new year, I thought it'd be a great time to talk about our feelings. Now, don't exit on me yet. There's a reason, because we are feeling-based people, so understanding our feelings is the key to actually creating the experience and the feelings that we crave. It's crazy, right? You have to actually understand how you feel in order to satisfy said feelings. And here's what's crazy. We are feeling-based people, and our memories are anchored in emotion. So if you were to take a moment and reflect on your life and try to find the memories that embody happiness, you would be able to do that because of that emotion. But some of the surrounding chatter of the memory, maybe what happened before or after, isn't as memorable because there wasn't an emotion attached to it. And seeing that we're about to broach the new year, oh, finally they're laying down. Seeing that we're about to broach the new year, it's an opportunity to really take advantage of this. There are 34,000 emotions, and the average person uses about 6. And how we go about our days, we kind of notice more charges, positive versus negative in terms of emotions. And because our brain is very specific in how we understand language, it doesn't really resonate a memory with a generalized emotion. So I like to give this example. The first time that my husband said, "I love you," I could tell you pretty much everything about that memory. Tell you what I was wearing, what it smelled like, what we were doing, what he was wearing, you name it. Now, we've been together for almost 7 years. He said, "I love you" a lot, thankfully. And I couldn't tell you the last time or even 10 times ago what he was wearing or anything like that. And it's because over time, certain words lose meaning. And things like happy, what does that actually mean to you? Brene Brown does this great thing where she really breaks down the definitions of words. She defines vulnerability as emotional exposure, risk, and uncertainty. And that really helps people understand what vulnerability is. And I think that's probably where we need to start, specifically with those 6 emotions, happy, sad, angry, mad. I forget exactly what they are, but it's those emotions that, what do they actually mean? Like, what does happiness feel like to you? Does it feel the same to your best friend or your sibling? Do you know? Have you ever asked? Have you ever thought about it? Probably not. So the reason it's important is twofold. One, that's what our memories are based on. And when we think about our life, right, it's very easy to think back to big mistakes or failures that we've had because the emotions connected to those is very potent. We really didn't like what it felt like. But it's harder to connect to some of the more positive emotions because we don't slow down long enough to actually feel the positive emotions. If you've gotten married or a specific birthday, or you have like an event, that's probably what you remember. But are those big moments in your life the only moments where you feel happiness or joy? Probably not. And one of the exercises I have my coaching clients do is tell me all the happy moments they had in the last week. They can normally come up with like 3 to 8. And then the coming week, I'll have them write down daily their happy moments. And they can come back with a list of 20 to 30. Point being, we're not paying attention to some of the uplifting, amazing moments of our day-to-day life. And we're missing out on crucial memories because what we do is we then go into self-doubt and anxiety and we worry because all we're remembering is those failures and those setbacks. But if we can retrain our mind to actually focus on good emotions as well, positive joy, happiness, empowerment, what that really feels like, it kind of creates like an anchor or a landing post in your brain, making it easier for your brain to find its way back to the landing post, aka easier to feel happy, easier to feel joy, things like that. And when you reflect then, when you come face to face with a challenge, you won't only have evidence of failures or setbacks to, remember. You'll also have those empowering moments, those successes, the joy, the fun. And it will remind you of the balance that really does create your life. So it really is so important to help you create a world where you remember all the good that you're already doing. And it makes it easier when faced with challenges to accept the balance. But now let's talk about the future, because we live so much of our day-to-day life in either the past or the future. So I just talked about the past. Connecting to your emotions and understanding them makes it easier for you to A, enjoy those moments, and B, when we think to the past, we can remember them. Key. But what about the future when it comes to emotions? Well, again, you have to start by understanding those specific emotions. And I would encourage you guys to define them for yourselves, because it does make a difference. But if you don't, make sure what you're noticing is more than just a charge. Make sure it's more than just positive or negative. Like, what does it feel like? Can you connect to the physiology of it? Do you feel tightness in your chest or lightness in your chest? Or is your tummy feel lighter? Do your muscles feel looser or tighter? Just kind of connecting to those things. It really, the more context you add to the feeling, the easier it will be for your brain to create the landing posts, making it easier for you to find it. Landing posts, great place to start for our future. I know. So part of recognizing, and this is kind of where you start, is where were my 5 happy moments of the day, is contextualizing it so that you create that landing post, and that will make it easier for your mind to find its way back to that memory. Well, if you want to create a happier life, and you've already been doing this, then you can remember different things that have happened that make you happy. I'm happy when I go ice skating. I'm happy when I hang out with friends. I'm happy when I meditate. Okay. Knowing these things, then you become the creator of your experience and can choose how to build your day-to-day life to truly feel the way you want to feel. But you have to start, and that means you have to understand your emotions. And what I will say about emotions is most of us are very familiar with the bully that lives inside of us, but we haven't met the saint. And because the bully is so freaking loud and such a pain in our butt, we're secretly convinced that if we look further in, we're just going to get more of that same ass, quite frankly. And it's actually not true. It's like the bully is protecting the door to your sweetness. You just have to have the courage to face the bully, know who you are, get to that sweetness so that you can understand your emotions. Hey, sorry. And build the life you want to build. So start with understanding, get curious, and then you can build the life you want. Those are your landing posts. If you have any questions, please reach out and let me know. Obviously, I love talking about this stuff. You come here every week to hear me. There they go. So have a wonderful, wonderful new year. I am so happy that you have been with me on this journey this past year. Thank you so much for tuning in to all my Coffee with Laura's. And I encourage you, obviously, to share, because, they say share the wealth, share the health. That's what I'm about. But have a wonderful new year, and I will see you guys in 22.